Hello there, in this video we're going to check out Figma Motion and see what it can do. So let's go. Okay, welcome back. So first of all, I'm just taking a look at Figma Motion on the Figma's website. So there's a nice landing page here to create precise production ready animations right on the canvas. It gives us some nice examples of the interface and some of the animations that you can do. Okay, let's scroll down a little bit here. So polish motion in a prompt, control every keyframe. Let's see what else we've got. Build fast with pre-made styles, so that's good. Adjust timing automatically. So all the customizations that you would want to see when doing motion. We've got dimensions, smooth transitions. Let's have a look and see more examples here. I guess this is using variables as well to save some time. So animation straight to code, and yeah, that's pretty much the end of the page. So if you want to follow along, go to figma.com/motion, that's the URL. I'm going to click on this button here to try Figma Motion, and what it's going to do is open up a Figma file. So let me just minimize this. So this is the config 2026 playground. There's lots of different things in here, but I'm going to go straight to the motion page, and let's start at the top just here. Okay, so let's go through each of these slides, let's try it out and let's see what it can do. Okay, so Figma Motion, create and ship precise expressive animations in Figma. Okay, so let's just read a few of these slides. So what is motion? With Figma Motion you can create precise expressive animations in a timeline or with the Figma agent, build out reusable systems and ship dev-ready animations. Okay, so it's saying we can switch to a different mode here, which is in the navigation at the bottom, so motion. That opens up the timeline, and then it says select the layer with motion, which is signified here by this icon. So I'm going to select this. Looks like you can see all the different settings, the keyframes and things in the timeline. Now I'm going to press the space bar, and there we go, that's looping the animation here on screen. Cool, looks good. We just press the space bar to stop that. Okay, let me just come out of this again so the timeline disappears. Okay, so create your first animation. So just to skim some of this, we've got animation styles, we've got position, scale, rotation, size, opacity, path. Again, that feels all very familiar when doing motion. So number one, switch to motion mode and the timeline view appears at the bottom. Yep, we've done that. So there we go. So two, select an object and click add animation in the right hand panel. I'm guessing the example is at the end of this set of instructions, so we'll keep going. So 3, choose the position from animation styles. Okay, so just there. And position is used for animations that move an element. Okay. Okay, 4, set the animation type, direction, distance, and duration, and so on. Here we'll choose slide out as the type to create an animation that moves the element to the right from its initial position. Okay, it says let's watch how it works here. Let's click on this. Is this a video? Yeah. Okay, so you can click and drag those elements there. Okay, let's have a look. To preview the animation, press the space bar or use the playback controls, which are here. Looks like you can also switch the timeline units, so milliseconds and seconds, and you've got different playbacks as well. Right, so let's go to the example. So click on this icon to switch to motion. Well, we're already in the motion option at the moment. Let me click on this and let's just click on play. Okay, just while that's looping, yeah, you can switch between the different times here, so milliseconds, seconds. Let's see, so we've got play once, which is what we've done. Got ping pong. Okay, so that goes back and forth. And the other one, I'm guessing, is just looping the animation. Okay, let's go to point 6. You can add multiple animations to a single element. In this example, we've added rotation, so the element rotates while it moves. Okay, so they've added a rotation animation, rotating clockwise, added delays, durations, and so on. Let's click on here and see how that looks. Cool. Let me just change that so it goes and ping pongs back and forth. Very nice. Okay, let's go to keyframes. Okay, so keyframe animations. So let me just read this for you. So keyframes offer granular control over property values along a timeline, making them a powerful way to create motion. There are 2 ways to start keyframing. Okay, so keyframe icons, click the icon next to the keyframeable property in the properties panel while in motion mode. Okay, auto keyframe. For a faster approach, click the auto keyframe button at the top of the timeline. Once enabled, just move the playhead, adjust the properties or drag the object on the canvas and keyframes are created automatically. Okay, so clicking add a keyframe next to the property you want to animate, and this one seems to be a keyframe for scale. So we're setting the value at 0 milliseconds on the timeline. They're setting it to 10% here in the properties panel. It does say you can also just manipulate the object directly, so you could probably just scale it down, and that would also adjust the property value. So you're moving the timeline down slightly, you're then readjusting that value to 100%, and then you can press the spacebar to check your work. Okay, so you can change the easing from the scale timeline. Here, select spring from the right hand panel to add a bouncy motion. Okay, so you're setting the playhead again a bit further on, so they're just doing this with the playhead. Then it's saying add another keyframe to the position. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, on this step it's saying enable auto keyframe on the left, which I'm assuming is this. Yep, and that turns the line red. When it's red, auto keyframing is on. Okay, so we're moving the playhead a bit further along. We're then shifting the element's position slightly up while the auto keyframing is on, and keyframes are automatically added to the timeline as you make the changes on the canvas. So move the playhead to 2000 milliseconds and shift it down this time. The up and down animation is now complete. Okay, so change each easing to an ease out and ease in motion as well. Okay, so you can do that in the properties panel just there. So to repeat this motion, right click on any existing keyframe or press Command C to copy it. Copy keyframes pasted at the current playhead position. Repeat this and the motion starts to look like a video. Finally, adjust the overall playback time, set the end of the timeline, drag the right edge and move it, and it snaps to the keyframes of the animation you've added. Okay, finally the example, let's do spacebar. Okay, so all of that has generated this cool little animation here. It's quite a lot of instructions on that part, so what I'd probably do is duplicate this example and then just start playing around with it, because I would prefer, instead of reading the instructions, I kind of like just doing it. So duplicate this element out, you can go in and you can click on the different keyframes, and then I would just adjust them, manipulate them, and just see what it's doing. Okay, motion with the Figma agent. So describe what you want and the agent builds real keyframes on the timeline. Fine tune by hand or keep prompting. Okay, let's just have a quick read. So animate any Figma objects fast with the Figma agent. It auto creates the keyframes and applies styles. So it's ideal for bulk work and multiple motion variations. Just select an object or frame, type a prompt, and let the agent handle the rest, then fine tune on the timeline. Okay, so we've got some progress bars. We're selecting all three elements. We're writing a prompt. So these are progress bars. Add an animation that grows each colored bar from its 0 to its initial value. Also process them in order. And then you're given the order of finance nerd, double down, and stack master. So that's top to bottom. Guessing you run it, it then matches those different layers and then adds the relevant information to the timeline. Okay, you can go in and manually edit it if you want, but this is what it's created. So let's press space. Okay, so quite a simple animation. Okay, next option, bring your design system into motion. So your variables and components carry straight into motion, so animations stay consistent with your design system. Okay, so motion variables are a new addition to Figma's design system that let you control motion specific properties. Two new variable types have been introduced. So timing stores time-based tokens such as delays, durations, offsets, and milliseconds. Easing stores timing functions specific to your brand for reuse across your motion designs. In addition to a set of Figma provided easings, you can define custom curves and springs, so that's good. So you can add new timing and easing types for motion. So timing is set in milliseconds. You've got different presets here that you can select now in the tokens. Got different animation styles that you can select here as well. Different timing variables, so duration, delay, easing variables to easing. So here, since modes are set up, so switching from appearance applies different timing and easing for each mode, so that's good. You can still use modes. So let's go and press spacebar. Yeah, so I'm guessing each of these has got a different mode set. Yeah, so they're there. Okay, moving on to animated components. Let's zoom in and take a look. So an animated component is a standard Figma component with an animated timeline attached. Like any component, it can be instanced and its animation travels with it wherever it's used. To create one, add an animation to a frame, click Create Component. Okay, so turn the layer with motion, set up into a component. Okay, duplicate the instances and arrange them. Yep. Stagger the delay of each instance, and let's see what the outcome is. So let's click here, click on spacebar. Cool, nice simple animation. All right, moving on. So hand off your motion. So share your motion for feedback, then export it to files or code when you're ready to implement. Okay, so comments on the timeline. So let's have a look. So in motion mode, you can leave comments on specific timelines. Stop the playhead at the point where you want to leave feedback, then add a comment. A comment pin appears on the timeline. Okay, let's have a look. Preview the motion and stop where you want, leave the feedback, you can add a comment. A pin also appears on the timeline for each comment you add. And then lastly, you can have a Figma agent reference your comments to revise the animation. So that makes it pretty easy. So export to file, looks like it can do MP4, WebM, animated GIF, SVG, and it says Lotties are coming soon. So you can go to export and then you can select your format. So a new export tab opens, and then when it's completed, download the file. Okay, exported MP4. Does seem to be invisible, but let's click on play. Okay, cool. Okay, so dev mode and MCP. It's saying Figma Motion is also MCP compatible, meaning you can pass off your animation values, timings, curves, properties, along with the generated code directly to your LLM or agent for implementation. So you switch to dev mode, select the target frame, then you click the timeline button in the motion options in the right hand side panel to show timeline view. So you can review the animation, it's read only, so you're not going to risk editing it, and then you get code snippets, and you can preview in the usual way by using spacebar. Looks like you can choose the output format here as well, which is good. Let's have a look. So you can also pass the design context from MCP server to give an AI agent the information it needs to build the animation. And then in the last few slides, we have got resources. So Figma Motion, learn more about it, and then a recap on Config 2026. And then I guess it's got credits to the people who have contributed to this file. So yeah, going back to the browser, it's quite exciting. We've now got motion inside of Figma. We can create all these animations and have that control without leaving Figma itself. Exciting. I'm excited to see what people do with it and how it's used going forward. So yeah, great new feature. Give it a go. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.
Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for getting to the end. So like, subscribe, all the things, and I will see you in the next video. End of the video, well done. It's hot today, again, in the UK. I don't know what's wrong. It's usually raining, but clear blue skies. And in true English style, we moan about it. I think everyone in this country just hides when the sun comes out, but it's all right. It's just a little bit stuffy. So could do with some aircon in this office, so I'll add that to the list. Again, another quiet morning. Feels like no one exists in this house, but whatever, we will carry on. To help me get through, some kind of honey bar, that's going to help. I can't say I'm keen on the next thing that I found, which is, I don't know where that's come from. Who goes to sleep with that on? It's a bit concerning. Anyway, that's what's going on in my world. If you got to the end of the video, give it a like, add some comments, do what you need to do. If you haven't already, join the community. It's in the description somewhere. So click on designwithmitch.com, it will take you to the community. It is free to join, so I hope to see you inside. And yeah, for the rest of the day, enjoy, get an ice cream, get an icy drink, get a hot drink, and I'll see you in the next one.